welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at hearing what you hear, but mostly we're poor at making art. I'm Isaac.
And I'm Kaylin.
And this week, dear old Benj has gone and caught himself a holiday sniffle and can't be with us to draw. All that running around after Frosty the Snowman finally got to him. You know, that's why they call it a cold, because you get it because you're cold, right?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, why else would they call it a cold?
I don't know.
Let's not even...
You definitely aren't warm.
Let's not even get in...
Unless you have a fever.
Yeah, it's
then you
true.
would be warm. And that's the opposite of cold.
No, that's why they call a flu. Because a flu is like that thing in a fireplace. And fireplaces are warm. And you get a fever when you're warm with the flu.
Then the viruses flew at you and attacked you.
That's exactly... See, this is what we're here for, to answer all the hard questions. We're also here to talk about Christmas time. Because that's what we do here at Two Poor Artists. We celebrate Christmas.
That we do.
And Hanukkah, but that's not really what we're talking about, because we don't talk about Hanukkah, we just celebrate it silently. But not too silent today, because today we are going to tackle one of the most famous Christmas songs there ever has been. We are going to talk about the song, Do You Hear What I Hear? The most mysterious of all Christmas songs.
Do you hear that?
It sounds like Benj coughing.
That is most unfortunate.
Probably what he's hearing right now, watching this video at home, under his weighted blanket, on his weighted mattress, lifting weights.
That is probably exactly what he's doing right now.
Benj really doesn't know how to deal with colds. It's kind of gross. But, but that's not the point. The point is, Kaylin, you're here, and we're going to draw whatever mysterious thing they are hearing, whoever they might be. And, you know, in the honor of Benj and I's riveting tale that we're writing week by week in the comment or in the video description, but you haven't read part 1 yet, you need to go read that immediately. It's going to be more worth it than watching my art.
Pause this video right now and go watch that video, but don't forget about this video. Come back, please.
Wow, that's a good way of thinking about it. Although we would understand if you just, yeah, anyway. In honor of our Frosty the Snowman encounter that we've had recently, I think I've got to incorporate a snowman into today's drawing. You know? Because that's what you do at Christmas time. You incorporate snowmen into all of your drawings. Do you ever notice that?
It is never a bad idea to do that.
Yeah, see? Never a bad idea. You heard it here first. Have you ever built a snowman before?
Oh, yes. I've built lots of snowmen.
Oh, that's right. You're from the part of the country where building snowmen isn't just a myth. It's like a real thing that people do.
It really is.
Yeah, and you're from up north where it's cold. And I'm not just talking about, like, northern Arizona. I'm talking about, like, the north, like up a mountain, and then another mountain, and then a third mountain.
And then 1,000 miles beyond the mountains, because there are no mountains where I'm from.
The Arctic Circle, I think some people call it.
They do call it that sometimes.
They also call it Minnesota.
Yes, that's right, Minnesota.
Oh, see, you said it properly with a snowy accent.
Minnesota.
Yeah, just like that. Now, let's see. That looks like a snowman, right?
It does. Looks like
the snowman. Well, it's not quite like the snowman Benj and I have been chasing around all week. This one's a little bit different.
Oh, yes? How so?
This snowman's grumpy.
That's so sad.
Yeah, just look at this.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't feel too bad for him though. He's like he wants to be grumpy.
Oh, so he's grumpy by choice.
Yeah, he's like
no sympathy.
Like he heard about how during Christmas time you can either be like an overly happy character or you can be an overly grumpy character. But if you're just somewhere in the middle, people forget about you at Christmas time.
Oh.
You're either Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, who's like sad and grumpy at the beginning because nobody likes him. We'll play reindeer games with him. Or you're like the Grinch, who's grumpy because of Christmas. Or you're Scrooge, who likes your money and doesn't like people, which is understandable, the people part. But those are the grumpy side. Frosty the Snowman is like the happy, jolly soul type.
Right. He's the reason why there's songs like Holly Jolly Christmas.
Yeah, exactly right. But this snowman realized that it's more cool. He's like an angsty snowman.
Oh, yeah, so much angst.
Angsty snowman. He's like, I'm too cool for the snow and for the Christmas joy.
He's in his emo phase where he's also saying it's not a phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Emo snowman is going to be pretty great. What does an emo snowman have for a nose? Does he have a carrot? What's the most emo of vegetables?
You know, I don't even know.
Yeah, no, right? Like,
do like
there's not many. There's no like.
do emo snowmen like even like believe in noses?
Yeah, right. Maybe he just won't have a nose. Like he's too cool for it. His parents are like, you better smell your vegetables. Like snowman parents are always doing, you know.
Oh yes, they do.
I'll draw a snowman dad over here in a sec. He'll just be like, yeah, we'll draw his dad off camera.
That looks on camera to me.
It's quite disturbing, actually, now that I think about it.
I see.
How he has to have his head. This is this snowman's dad. Normal carrot nose, as you do. And he's like, well, we'll draw what he's saying later. Right now, you just have to understand that this has nothing to do with what we're actually drawing today, because it has to be, do you hear what I hear? I guess his dad could be saying something. Yeah. This is coming together. This is how art works, isn't it?
This is where your Kronk from Emperor's New Groove said, oh yeah, it's all coming together now.
Yeah. Anyway, what else would an angsty snowman have? He'd have like eyeliner on, right?
Oh yes.
How do you draw a snowman with eyeliner? Like under his eyes. Just kind of looks like a tired snowman.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Angsty, and he has like, let's see, see, there's not too many accessories that normally go on snowmen. This is a problem. Angsty snowmen have to be able to show that they're completely unique by being like all the other angsty snowmen.
This is true.
Yeah, you know. They can't be like their parents.
Your own identity without
how do angsty snowmen, you know, differentiate themselves from their parents? This is quite a problem. Man, this is really coming together. He'll have like a he'll have like a ticket sticking out of his pocket here, or out of the snow here, with a GD, Green Day ticket. Yeah. He'll have another concert ticket over here for MCR, My Chemical Romance. And then he'll have another concert ticket down here for Panic. It just says Pan. That might have been him going to the Peter Pan movie, not telling his parents about it.
Yeah.
Because he's angsty.
Definitely not, you know, Panic at the Disco or some sort of angsty band like that.
I think it was probably like a cooking convention, because he's really see I've watched enough Disney Channel original movies to know that the angsty kid is actually secretly going to be good at something like cooking, and it's gonna turn his whole life around at Christmas time.
Yeah, he's gonna make the most emo Christmas dinner ever. Ever
it'll like save Christmas how much black ink he uses in his Christmas dinner.
And it will just
somehow
have absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he just actually doesn't know how to cook and just burned everything.
Yeah.
And that's why it's black, but because it goes with his aesthetic.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's really hard, honestly, to draw an angsty snowman when they're supposed to be all white. Like, because I think of like goth, emo, black.
Yeah, maybe have like that, like the black swoopy hair, but snowmen don't have hair.
I mean, maybe this one will.
Maybe this one.
Like, what is it? What does an angsty teenager wear on their head? They wear like a beanie, right? So they'll have to have like a beanie on his head.
Yes.
Like one of those, like, I'm too cool for school beanies.
Yeah, like those.
Just like that.
Like slouchy ones that were like popular, but also not that popular.
Yeah.
Back in like 2007.
Yeah, it's like nobody agrees. Even people looking back are embarrassed by these, but that's just kind of how it works. And it'll say angst. It's angst brand. It's what all the angsty kids are wearing nowadays.
It's the hot brand at Hot Topic right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, maybe you'll have like a receipt down here for Hot Topic where he bought his beanie. How else can this snowman disappoint his parents? You know, like, I've never thought about a rebellious snowman before, but now I kind of want to make one. Let's see. There's going to be a lot of snowmen.
I was like, I know he doesn't have a nose, but like, what if he had like a nose ring or something like that?
Oh, he just has like a nose ring stuck in the snow. See, that might just look like a nose. It's not. It's like a nose ring stuck in the snow. Like a bowl, you know?
Yes.
Like one of those like super disappointing nose rings. Not just like one of the ones that goes, not like a little stud in the side. This is like, the parents are like, you look like in a bowl. That's what they say. You know? You know how parents are.
Oh, yes.
This is Mama Snowman over here, I'm determining. You can tell because she has hair. Long, flowing locks. And this is Papa Snowman. You can tell because he's bald. Mm-hmm. Let's draw Grandpa. Grandpa Snowman. His carrot's kind of sad. It's gone. You know, because you leave a carrot out in the snow, it's going to keep for a while. But after a while, it's going to start to droop and rot.
Have you ever eaten a frozen carrot?
I mean, I don't think I've done it on purpose or on accident.
I've never done it like on purpose, but like occasionally my carrots, like I'll bring, like when I go to work and I pack a lunch, right? I'll pack just a bag of like baby carrots to have with my lunch. And once in a while, like they'll be in my lunchbox against like my frozen dinner that I'm going to like cook in the microwave at work. Mm-hmm. And occasionally from sitting next to the frozen dinner, the carrots will freeze.
Oh, wow.
And then they're a little extra crunchy. But then when they like thaw out, then they're just not as crunchy anymore. And they're
that sounds
edible, but not as good as they were.
See, if frozen carrots were a thing, then like ice cream men would sell them and stuff.
Right.
You know?
And that's probably what happened to Grandpa Snow's over there.
Yeah. That's probably
it. It froze because he's a snowman, but then at one point, like, he's been around long enough that he's seen enough spring thaws.
Yeah, that's true.
That his nose is paying the consequence for not keeping up with his
it's true.
Springtime skincare routine.
Yeah. Snowmen have it rough in the spring. Their skincare routine has to get real intense.
Yeah.
You know, involves like rubbing yourself all over with
what kind of
popsicles.
Yeah, what kind of like SPF sunblock do you think they would require?
I think it's like SPF 6.
You think? Yeah. That seems like a pretty high number.
6 is pretty high in snowmen SPF.
Right.
It's snow per face ratio is 6. 6 snow per face. SPF. Yeah, it's rough. 6. You know what? I'm just gonna move on. That's Aunt. This is Aunt Tiffany. She kind of disappoints the family on her own. She has like, you know, the aunt that has like short colored hair. It's kind of like a mohawk almost, and everyone's like, "Don't grow up to be like Aunt Tiffany."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her. She has like she's the only snowman who has like an earring.
A singular earring.
Yeah, like angsty boy over here kind of relates to Aunt Tiffany, but she's also an adult, so he can't get fully on board with anything she says. So poor angsty man over here. He's got earmuffs on too. Not only that, how do you draw a single finger going in your ear? Kind of like that, right? Yeah, he's just like plugging his ears. And they're all like saying the same thing. They're all saying, you know, advice and life lessons and wisdom. It's gross. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the last thing angsty Flake over here wants to what do we call, what is a good angsty snowman name? Angsty Frost. Angsty Frost. Frosty the angst man. But they always remind him, you're not a man yet. You're just a boy. He's like 14 and a half and thinks he's old enough to make his own decisions.
Yes.
You know the type.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've all had
every Disney movie.
We've all met a snowman like this. And he's got like his iPod over here.
Oh yes.
And he has like his I don't know why they're not in his ears, but he has like AirPods up there.
Are his AirPods like hanging out from his like headphones?
Yeah. Well, those are
those earmuffs?
Those are earmuffs, and those are like the bottom parts of the.
Or is he like layering headphones over AirPods?
Maybe it's like two pairs
of have double the angst music.
2 pairs of headphones would be pretty angsty. You can like feel the sound waves coming off of his head, and they're all like telling him to turn it down, and we never listened to anything like that when we were kids, and I can't even understand what these songs are saying.
Back in my day, music was good.
Yeah, see, that's all and they're all saying something, but he can't understand what they're saying. So for the sake of that, you're not going to know what words are coming out of their mouth. You just know as an adult that he should be listening. Like, he doesn't want to, but he should be listening, And then for the sake of, this has to be a title, we'll put Aunt Tiffany down here asking, do you hear what I hear? Yeah, I don't know why Aunt Tiffany is asking that question, to be completely honest with you. It's more like, do you hear what we're all saying?
Maybe she's just trying to she recognizes this is like a slightly stressful situation, and so she's trying to distract from it. Yeah,
good job, Aunt Tiff. But clearly he can't.
Or she's just hearing all of the noise coming from his headphones. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to make him more angsty. Like, what do angsty people wear? I'm not angsty enough, Kaylin.
Does he have any tattoos? Obviously like only 14, so it'd have to be like temporary, but.
Okay, so he has like a temporary tattoo. Maybe like up here. It's just like the 2 poor artist. That's it. That's a good way to disappoint your parents.
That's a great tattoo right there.
You want to really disappoint your parents this holiday season? Show up to Christmas dinner with a 2 poor artist tattoo.
That is a top 10, top tier recommended way to disappoint your parents.
It's in my top 3. Yeah, if you go back, I think Benji and I did draw a tattoo video long time ago.
I think you did. I was back in like season 1.
Surprisingly, that has never made it onto a human body, to my knowledge. But
it's astounding.
For some reason,
I have no idea why that would be the case.
There's probably, of our 66 subscribers, one of them is bound to have a 2 poor artist tattoo.
At this point, it's just the statistics, the odds are highly in your favor.
Keep in mind, I can't not recommend it enough. Like, our art is not suitable for the human body, just like it's not suitable for paper and thoughts or anything, really.
Or just watching in general.
Yeah. Don't recommend it. But if you have to disappoint your parents this holiday season, It's
like we just had Thanksgiving about a week ago. And like, if you didn't already have like some really intense arguments and discussions with your family members over dinner, and you need a do-over.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it.
See, that's the great thing about the holiday season is if you didn't disappoint your parents enough on Thanksgiving, then Christmas is right around the corner and you can always up your game. So there's got to be at least 1 or 2 angsty teenagers or young adults that are looking to really just hit a home run this Christmas time.
Oh, yes.
Get 2 tattoos, 1 on each arm, or get like a, where's an angsty place to get a tattoo? Like a throat tattoo, neck tattoo.
When you drive down the street and you just see one of those strip mall stores where there's no name of the store posted, it just literally says tattoos.
Yeah, they'll do it.
But and you see just some kind of scummy characters walking around outside, that's the place where you need to go.
Yeah, they're the kind of establishments that will do two poor artist tattoos. Most tattoo artists have enough self-respect to where they won't even do one of our drawings, you know, because reasons. But tattooing is one of the, it's not ballpoint pen unless you're doing like a prison tattoo. I think Benj and I have talked about this before, but it's one of the better forms of art because at least you're using black ink.
Yes.
Don't go with colored ink. You're getting too far away from the purity of the art at that point. But yeah, this guy's got a two poor artist tattoo, you know, just really driving it home how much his parents should be disappointed in him. And I think that's going to do it. I think, you know, I think I'm going to write the title again though, 'cause the top here. Maybe, oh, you know what I can do? This is an advanced technique when you're looking to fill some space. You draw snowflakes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you'd fill it in with geometric looking doodles. Yeah, there's one down there too. Bet you weren't expecting that, people at home. Just one over here. This one's going to be thinner for no apparent reason. This one's going to be really thin. Yeah. Angsty snowflakes. Oh gosh. It's just, there's no recovering from this. Oh. Ho. Gosh, who's asking that? That's not even, I've never messed up a title so bad, especially after I already wrote it once. This is just like a voice from off screen. And then the title. Oh man. I have to concentrate now. You here. Man, I was happy with this drawing. What? I here. Now you're probably wondering how this title really ties in with my drawing, but I guess the point is no, Mr. Angsty Pants here. Well, he doesn't even have pants. Angsty Flakes doesn't hear what you hear because he's angsty, and he's got double ear headphones, plug in his ears, his angst cap. He's gonna pull it over his ears if he has to. It's just wonderful. Time to be done with this drawing. There it is. Do you hear what I hear? The angsty, frosty teenage years version. All right. I hope you like that, people of the world. You haven't been here since our new setup, so we just passed the tablet now. Versus the bad old days when we had to really, you know, pause and transfer of the tablet was like a, yeah, anyway, that's boring, people at home. Kaylin, it is your time to draw.
It is
and our time to watch.
Oh, yes.
Are you going to draw an angst-ridden man of snow also?
It might be a different flavor of angst.
Oh, it's like an angsty gingerbread man.
Or something.
Nothing says, do you hear what I hear, like not hearing what people hear because you're young and stupid.
Right. Let's see here. So, I mean, let's see here. I'm tempted to put on that drawing glove, but on the previous times I've been on the channel, I have attempted to wear the fancy drawing glove, but it doesn't fit my little hand.
See, it's not for everyone. I find that I have the perfect sized hand for the generic, cheapest you can buy drawing glove. Benj's is too big, yours is too small.
It sounds just like a Goldilocks situation.
Well, yeah, it is. It's not meant for everyone. I don't want to say what that has to say about my skill level, because it doesn't help in the slightest. But see, Benj and I actually just got a third microphone set up. We were just talking about how we can start having guests again. But we always find when we have guests, they do a really good job of highlighting just how poor of artists we are. Because, like, even what you just drew right there, which I'm guessing is a manger, that's what my art intuition says. See, but it's already better than anything in my drawing.
As poor as your art.
It's like a Spidey sense, but for art. You see some black lines and you're like, I know what it should. See, this is the problem. If Benj and I had drawn that, it would have been a manger, and they would have gotten real dangerously close to blasphemy territory because we're drawing, Jesus. Oh, look at that. Christmas jellyfish. Oh, at least it's cute. I've never been hugged by an octopus, but I imagine that's what it would look like if I walked into the manger and... Nope. Not an octopus anymore. My art intuition may be a little off, because I would have been drawing an octopus in a manger if this had been my drawing. Oh, there's angst behind that mouth.
Let's see here. Oh, I didn't do my perspective correctly.
Is he like a flat Stanley?
Oh, this is a gingerbread man because this is Christmas.
Oh, see,
Tis the season.
Believe it or not, when I sat down to draw today, I wasn't planning on drawing an angsty snowman, but sometimes your art just changes. Mm-hmm. Like this was originally going to be an octopus, but now it's a gingerbread man.
Except it wasn't originally going to be an octopus at all.
Is he singing hymns?
No.
See, I'm just going to stop playing this guessing game because I'm clearly quite poor at it. Shocking, I know.
It's very shocking.
Something art-related that I'm poor at.
Do gingerbread men usually have, like, other forms of, like, frosting on their heads? Or just the eyes and the mouth?
I mean, I think every gingerbread man is created differently and uniquely. And frosting fall where it may. But I don't know. Now I'm blanking on every gingerbread man I've ever seen in my whole life.
And you've seen a few gingerbread men.
It's true. My mother... I think I made a comment last week about how my mom decorates everything with gingerbread men. Mm-hmm. And I said something like 500, thinking that was ridiculous. And then I asked the other day how many she actually has, and I think it's closer to like 700. And I'm deeply concerned for my parents' financial decisions. Not that they're any better than mine, because I have like 700 ballpoint pens.
Yeah, that's yeah. Poor artist.
It's an addiction. Ballpoint pen buying problem. But you just see them and you know people are going to use them for bad things like paying taxes and office work, and you're like, no, this is a sacred object meant for the most important art. Okay, so I know you said it wasn't a gingerbread man, but now there's like kelp growing in the corner. What I'm guessing is now a fireplace. See, I can get there eventually. I have approximate knowledge.
Excellent deduction, Sherlock.
Yeah, see? You don't normally sit in your rocking chair reading your hymnal next to...
Which button makes it smaller?
I think it's the top button and then the bottom button. Oh, did that do it? Did that put a 4 on the screen? Press the button right underneath that one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Our tablet has 8 buttons, and after all this time, I still don't know what all 8 of them do. It's more like a weird muscle memory thing now. Oh, it's like an igloo. It's like an igloo with a fire in it.
Yeah.
Kelp fire.
Normal size was like that. Yeah. There we go. He's got a rug going around.
Oh, he looks so cozy.
He is cozy. He's just enjoying his Christmassy winter evening. And here we've got...
Isn't it kind of sad to you that all of the Christmas characters have to go into hiding for most months of the year? Like, they're like, it's kind of like a weird witness protection situation where, like, they're allowed to come out after Thanksgiving. Some of them probably venture out a little bit sooner. But if you're like a gingerbread man and you're like walking it around at the grocery store in like July, they're going to throw you out. Like, people don't appreciate that kind of Because people get sad when they see him. You know, you see a gingerbread man in July and you're just sad because it's not Christmas time. You have to settle for like American Eagles and fireworks. But you're not quite satisfied because it's not Christmas time. Isn't that sad?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
I would say if Benj were here, he would probably agree with this. You shouldn't discriminate against Christmas characters most of the year. Benj, for example, hasn't taken down his Christmas tree all year because he's, well, it's because he's weird, but oh look, you're doing the advanced art technique. Oh, quick, yes. Make one skinnier than the rest. It'll confuse people when it's hanging in the gallery.
Yes.
Your drawings are going to be front and center, by the way, since you've been featured on this channel the most. They're going to be front and center in the Two Poor Artist guest gallery. It's going to be in the third floor lobby of our hotel. There's like a grand lobby downstairs. There's a smaller lobby on the third floor.
Okay.
And guest gallery. Like when you're in the elevator and you're pressing buttons, it's going to say third floor lobby and guest gallery on the button. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. All those decorations make me not as sad as I was that he lives in like a cardboard box. Oh, it's a horse. I bet it's a Christmas horse. Am I right? Christmas horse holding his Christmas clipboard. Oh, it's little tiny Tim. If you put a pinwheel on that hat, we'll know it's a child. Oh, oh no. He's angry. Oh man, this gingerbread man went from happy, adorable child at the door collecting for whatever children collect for at Christmas time to like something serious is about to go down.
Hang on.
Your phone has a very ukulele sounding ringtone.
It does. It's very happy, which is just kind of the opposite of if someone actually calls me.
Yeah, see?
Like in that case, I was a spam caller.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know that?
Because they're calling.
The area code matches my phone number.
That's true.
It's one of the advantages to living somewhere with...
Man, this spam caller really, really wants to sell you
like
car insurance or something.
Earlier that I'm from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So... But because I do not live in Minnesota anymore, anytime a Minnesota number calls me, I know that it's most likely not legitimate.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
It's usually like one of those like spoof numbers where it's like it's some like robo-caller from India calling me.
Robo-caller from India? That sounds exciting, actually. I would pick up if I knew a robot from India was calling.
It's great when they leave a voicemail. But their system is just so dumb that the message that is recorded, like it starts playing as soon as I start calling me, and then as soon as it gets dumped to voicemail, it just keeps going. And so when I listen to the voicemail, it's already halfway through the message.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And it's all
Indian robots are pretty dumb.
And I silenced my phone, but they are already calling a third time.
Man, this is the most persistent spam call I've ever heard of in my life.
Ready to like throw my phone.
Yeah, seriously. Like, your car warranty must be really overdue.
It must be.
Because that's just embarrassing on their part. Okay, I can't keep the anticipation any longer, though. What's this man with the clipboard need? Because this guy's having, like, a perfect life.
Yes.
The kelp is growing in the igloo. Pine cones are falling outside. He's rocking away, reading his hymnal. This guy's just going to ruin Christmas, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you...
Here's one of those caps that he's wearing that, like, nobody outside the 1920s ever wore. Except for children with pinwheels on it. You ever go to a park? There's so many kids with pinwheel hats. Like, it's actually quite frightening. You think this part of some pinwheel-related cult?
You would think so.
Do you hear me? I'm from the... Oh, man.
Yep.
Man, the spam caller couldn't have been any more on point with your drawing. From the IRS.
You ever, like, did you grow up watching Veggie Tales, Isaac?
Of course, like any good Christian kid.
One of the greatest silly songs from all time involves, Larry the Cucumber singing about how he's excited to see Santa, and so he's listening for Santa coming, and all these other characters are coming to the door and taking all his cookies. It's very sad.
It is quite sad. Yeah, it's quite depressing.
One of the folks that comes knocking on his door is, the Peach from the IRS. And at this point, Larry's, had it up to here with all of these guests taking his cookies and not saving any for Santa.
Yep. I remember that well.
Door in his face. And so the gingerbread man over here on inside living his best life, reading his book and sitting next to the fire or kelp or pine cones or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You say he's sitting next to.
It's all art.
He's taken a lesson from Larry and isn't even opening the door.
No, see, because realistically, unless you know who's at the door, you shouldn't open the... who does that? I've known people...
Guy, he's just like, so over here, IRS gingerbread man's like, do you hear me? I'm from the IRS. And the guy inside is just like, no.
Perfect. That's even a good response.
He's probably reading a book on how taxation is theft or something along those lines. He's just wanting to live a holly jolly life. As
you do, because that's how it should go. Honestly, this is the perfect reaction during the holidays during Christmas time to somebody knocking at your door. Because if it's an Amazon man, because your phone's going to alert you. That's the happy thing. In fact, it's one of the happiest things about Christmas time is the 50 or 60 times a week that the Amazon delivery guy comes to your house. But, if you're the kind of person that answers the door for someone you don't know and they're not holding a gift, it's usually a big problem. My dad will do that. We'll go over at their house and he'll just hear the door, and without even looking through the people, he'll open the door, and you're just madness.
Living dangerously.
Yeah, I know, right? In this day and age, it could be literally anyone. Usually it's just someone who wants to talk, which is the scariest of options.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if they at the front door and then just kill you or something. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just an unexpected end of life greeter than, hi, I'm here to sell you something or ask for money.
About our Lord and Savior, Lord Palpatine.
Yeah, see, gosh, don't you just hate it when the Empire comes a-knocking, as they say?
Yeah, and that's where you just have to, So I think our lesson for today is if you hear someone knock at the door or maybe ring the doorbell, and you just say, do you hear what I hear? And you just say no.
I think more and more doors, they should install those little sliding windows that you see in all the movies when they show up at this shady club. It's a little window and you can peek out and yell at the person.
The window that's smaller than a postcard.
Yeah, exactly right. So that's the kind of interaction, if any, I want to have with someone. I don't want them to know what I look like. I just want them to know that I'm mean and they shouldn't come back.
Right. Scare them away.
I will say there is one thing I always open my door for, though, and that's the children who come around collecting for the collecting ballpoint pens for the orphans.
Oh, yes.
Those just pull on your heartstrings. You've seen the commercials,
yes.
Sarah McLachlan singing, all the poor penless children drawing with crayons and markers and colored pencils.
Yeah, and it just seems just
makes you
so
sick,
sad and depressing.
Sick to your stomach.
All those colors in the beginning until it cuts to the black and white scene where everything's happy.
Everyone's happy again, and the children are drawing with proper instruments.
Yes.
I'll give pens and money to them.
It's a very honorable cause.
Yeah, but again, if I have a little window in my door, I can just slide a couple of pens out. We don't even have to see each other.
True.
I'll just feel better knowing the pens have gone to help children in need.
This is true.
And that's what Christmas is all about, really. Ballpoint pens, art, Jesus.
Ignoring people at the door.
All of the above.
Yes.
Well, thanks for filling in while Benj is, in bed, sleeping, weighted blanket, weights and all.
'Tis my honor.
Yes. See, if only more people had that view of poor artists, the world would be a happier place. Make sure to check out the video description today for part 2 of our Frosty the Snowman encounter, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemies' time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.